Everyone is talking about AI IDs like Cursor, Claudicode, and Anti-Gravity. But what if we could build something like that, which requires no subscription, no API key, and in fact, no internet? Yes, in this video, I'll be showing you how to set up Gemma 4 locally with LM Studio and how you can integrate it with VS Code. And at last, we'll also be developing a sample application using locally deployed Gemma 4. And if you like such kind of AI practical videos, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and also liking the video. That will motivate me to make more such kind of videos. Let's get back into it. So tools like Cursor are great. They give you AI directly inside the editor. You can chat with your code, generate features, debug. It's a really smooth experience. But here's the thing, you're still dependent on their ecosystem. You can't control the model, you rely on APIs. And in many cases, you are paying for usage. So I wanted something more flexible. Instead of switching the editors, what if we bring the same power into the VS Code itself? And instead of relying on cloud APIs, we can run the model locally. That's where Gemma 4 comes in. So Gemma 4 is a powerful open model from Google, and the 26B version is actually capable enough to handle every development task. And they have multiple versions also. They have E2B, they have 4B, they have 26B, and they have 31B model. I've already made a full video on this, on how to set it up, optimize it, and test in details. So I won't go much deeper into it. You can check out my previous video. I have put the link in the descriptions, or you can click on the related videos to watch the detailed explanation of Gemma 4, where I have showed you how to try it on browser and also how to try it in LM Studio. So for that, we'll go to LM Studio and click on this link. You can download it for Mac, and also you can download it for Windows or for Linux. So once you download this, go to the LM Studio. So this is the LM Studio interface, and here you get the option to select the models, or you can go to model search here and type Gemma 4. So these are all the models that Gemma 4 has hosted. And we can see we have 31B model, 4B model, 22B model, and 26B model. So in this, we'll be using 4B model, where it's good for generating code and tool usage. I have detailed explanation about 26B in my previous video, where we have gone through entire testing of this model, which is actually a mixture of experts. So this is also a good model, and 2B and 4B are also compatible in mobile phones. So I'll be using 4B in this. For downloading it, since I have already downloaded it, you will get a download option here. Click on it, and it will take some time since it's 6.86 GB. It depends on the internet speed. Once it's downloaded, go to the developer option here, and you'll be seeing an interface like this, where this is our logs, and you should be seeing status as running here. You have server settings for port and whatever server setting is required for running it locally. You have MCP JSON also if you want to add any MCP servers, and this is the local URL where our model will be running. So before starting, we should load the model. Click on load model, and I have 3 models downloaded. I'll be using E4B particularly for this use case. Click on this model, and yeah, before loading the model, this is one important setting that you need to configure, where you need to increase the context length, because since we are developing application, coding and tool calling requires a bit high context length. So just increase the context length, then click on load model. You can see that the model is being loaded here. And also we can see the logs for loading the 4B model. Once the model is loaded, it means that the model is already running locally in this port. Now we'll go to VS Code. In VS Code, we'll be using continue extension. I just go to continue, and in the extensions search for continue, and this continue is just like other extensions where we'll be able to use locally learning models. Click on install, and once it installs, go to here, go to the continue, and I'll just close this. Go to continue. Here if you see, my model is already loaded. This is because it's already been hosted here. I have to make sure that it's in ready state and it's running, otherwise it won't auto detect and you may not be able to find the model here. And in continue we have three modes, which is chat mode, where you can just pass the general questions, and even that can be related to coding and it will answer your questions. We have the plan mode, which will basically plan, it will think, and there will be a thought process, and it will plan for the execution of task. And we'll be using the agent mode. Agent mode will be having access to tools, and so if you want to create file, edit file, or delete file, run any particular commands, agent is having access to all those tools. So we'll be selecting agent, and for more tool details we'll go to configure tools here. So there are 14 tools. These are tools provided by Continue. Even if you want, we can add custom tools as well. So when you install it for the first time, you might be having all the read file, create new file as ask first. So I have made them automatic because for reading file and create new file, I think automatic is suitable. And for tools like run terminal command, I won't be preferring automatic, because ask first is something is what needed, because it cannot execute any commands without user's permission. So there are many other tools as well: view difference, read currently open file, ls, and create rule block. So there are multiple tools which the agent has access to. So now what I'll be doing is, I have a few set of tasks here in my system. So that task basically creates a HTML task manager HTML page, and I'll be pasting that one by one here. I have at different steps. So task one is to create a basic HTML page, where it should create an HTML page with title, task manager, a heading, and an unordered list of 5 hard-coded tasks, like buy groceries, walk the dog, style it with basic inline. We'll just click enter on it, and yes, so now you can see that Continue will create index HTML. So this create tool is basically provided by Continue. So if you want to see the logs, just go here to the LM Studio and you'll be able to see the logs. So this is the system instruction that is provided by Continue, and this instruction will be having tool calls and the arguments that tool will be taking. And this is my user instruction to create a task. Then we have the assistant message here, which is calling the tool. It's calling create new tool, and we got the response, assistant response, and we'll go here. So now it has created a simple task manager HTML. We'll just see how it looks. Go to my browser and I'll, yes, so this has created a very basic HTML page. Now what I'll do is, I'll go back to Continue and I'll put my task 2 here. Yes, so task 2 is to add some interactivity to it. So on the same HTML page, add a input text and add task button. So we can see here it's calling the edit HTML, and the thought, if we see here, we can see like capture the input text when the button is clicked, and it's continuing to edit this HTML file. The logs, yes, we can see it here, the progress. And also if you see here, it's actually showing us the number of tokens it's generating in real time. And yes, I think it failed for the first time. Continue, try to edit index.html. Yes, it's again trying to edit the HTML. You can select bigger models based on your hardware. So I have chosen E4B actually, which will require around 10 gigs of RAM, and models like 26B will require even more than that. So yeah, after some retries, it has again regenerated this code where it has made some few modifications. We will just verify, we'll refresh this page, and yeah, that's not so good, but I'll be asking it for another query. It's actually updating the style every time. Maybe our instructions need to be very clear for it. So task 3 is to mark task as done. So whatever task is done, if I click it, it has to just strike it. Click on enter. Running it locally is pretty good, not so bad, but also it's something that unique. We can just turn off the internet anytime and it still works. Let me turn the internet off, and yes, it still tries to edit it, and it is generating the tokens, and I have turned off my internet. Yes, it has finally brought some changes, and refresh this page. Okay, this is pretty good. If I ask like gym task, and it's adding it, and if I click it, and yeah, it strikes on it. Okay, let me ask one more thing for it to make it visually impressive. Delete buttons for it, and to make it visually impressive, let's check if this works. Yeah, after some retries it has given me the modified code, and now let's refresh it and check. So I can actually add new task here, and yes, I can click on them to mark them as done. It's actually working pretty fine. So yeah, as you see, the performance of Gemma 4 on local machine is actually pretty solid. For a well-defined task like this, it handles things surprisingly well. And just to be clear, I was using the 4B model here and not the largest one. So for something running locally, it was honestly impressive. But at the same time, I wouldn't treat local models as a full replacement for something like Claudia or GPT yet. Think of them like more powerful companion, especially when you care about privacy, cost, and control. And that's really the bigger idea here. You're not just using the AI tools anymore, you're actually building your own. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you found this useful, consider subscribing and liking this video, and I'll be exploring more setups like this. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.